Hello everyone, today I'm going to be deleting my i7-8700k using the Dr. Delidding tool. There is a professional version of this one, but at the time of buying there was only this one available. The professional version is made of metal and this one is made of, I think, acetal, sort of plastic. The other one is more robust and it's better if you're going to be dealing multiple CPUs. But since I'm only dealing one CPU, this isn't a problem. We're going to be using thermal Delid Conductonaut as the thermal interface material between the die and the IHS, and we're going to be resealing it using this UHU high temperature silicone. And let's get right into it. So you're supposed to turn the screw so that it's hidden from the threads, as you can see right here, and then this delidding disc can just turn and it comes right out. And then you're gonna pay attention to the notches here. There are two little notches that prevent you from putting unsupported CPUs in the tool, and it goes in just like that. And it's very sturdy. It doesn't move around all that much. And then you just put the delidding disc on top like that, and then you start turning the screw. And oh, it wasn't pushed in all the way in. Okay, now you can see the disc starting to turn, and at some point you will encounter a lot of resistance, and at this point you want to take the hex screw or the hex wrench and just start turning it very slowly. Oh, there we go. And now you just turn it back. Pull the disc out. It's a little stuck in there. Come on. It really doesn't want to come out. Oh, there we go. And now, the moment of truth. It really doesn't want to come off. I'm actually going to put it back in and turn it a bit more. Because it's stuck on there really well. Oh, there we go. Now it's gonna come off. You can really feel the glue coming off. Very carefully. And there we go. This is our little chip. And at this point, you're gonna want to take some isopropyl alcohol. I have some 99% alcohol here, and I'm going to use this little piece of microfiber cloth. That was probably a bit too much. And just remove this thermal paste. It's very flaky, it's not liquid at all. And I'm gonna remove the silicone adhesive in just a moment. I just want to clean the CPU first. You can see it's very mirrory, if that's a word. And you want to go really carefully around the die. The die is actually the die actually sits lower than I thought. I thought it sit higher on the PCB. Now I'm gonna pause the video for just a moment. I'm gonna take a credit card and clean both the IHS and the substrate from the black glue, and then we're gonna come back and see what happens. Hey guys, so a quick update. I cleaned up all of the black silicone and I've applied some of this UHU silicone on those 4 contact pads that you saw earlier. This is just in case we have any spillage of liquid metal, so it doesn't short anything out. And now I'm gonna leave it for about half an hour to an hour to let the silicone dry just a little bit, and then I'll be back and we'll be applying the liquid metal. Okay guys, it's been about 20 minutes. The silicone has already started to set, and now it's time to put liquid metal on the die and on the IHS as well. So this thermal Delid and Conductonaut stuff, it comes with this tiny needle, and it's very useful for applying small amounts, which is what we want. We don't want to put too much on there. This much should be enough, and I'm gonna use those included black Q-tips to spread it around. You want to cover the die really well, because if you have hot spots, you could burn out a part of the CPU. I put perhaps a tiny bit too much, but it shouldn't be a problem. And we spill a bit of it around the die. I'm sorry for the lighting and the camera quality. I'm just using my phone to film this. I have nothing else to film with. Now it's time to apply a bit on the IHS as well. it's really weird working with liquid metal for the first time. Let's see. Yeah, most of it should be covered. I'm gonna spread it around a bit more. And I'm actually gonna put a bit more on there. Putting too much is not a concern right now because we have isolated those 4 pads that were on the PCB. So if some of it spills over, it's not really a problem. Okay, now I'm gonna do a little test fit. Or maybe I should just glue it right on. We spilled some of it on the contact area where we're gonna be gluing it down. So I'm gonna do my best to remove it. Okay, this should be good now. And I've prepared this nozzle for the silicone that we're gonna use, and I'm gonna apply just a tiny amount all around the CPU. You don't want to put too much on there because you're gonna regenerate the gap that was in there before we delid it. I'm trying to put as little as I can. There we go. And I'm gonna use this little razor blade or X-Acto knife to spread it around. I'll probably need a bit more actually. It's the first time doing it and I really don't know how much to put on there. This should be enough. I'm going to use a little hex key to hold it down while I spread the silicone around. So you can see we're putting very little because we don't want to regenerate the gap that was on the stock chip, which is a part of what caused our high temperatures. Alright, this should be good. Now for the relighting part, Aqua Computer put this little sort of positioning socket thing, and you're gonna drop it in there, and it's gonna position the IHS the way it was from the factory. I'm gonna be very careful with that, not to put it on backwards. There we go. And now you want to take this little sliding part and push it in from this side. Push it in all the way, and then take this little sort of screw, and you're going to want to tighten it down just a little bit. You don't want to apply too much force, and it should be ready. Now we're just gonna leave it for about an hour like that in the tool, and then we'll come back and see what happens. Alright guys, a quick update. It's been an hour and I've already disassembled the tool and cleaned up my workspace, as you can see, but we've got a problem. The silicone adhesive has kind of come loose. Probably didn't wait long enough. Sort of spongy, can you see it? So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna put it back in the delidding tool. I'm gonna delid this again, but this time I'm gonna put it in the socket without sealing it. So we'll see how it goes. Need to put the delidding disc back in. And then just turn it. It's already pretty loose because it hasn't set properly, the silicone that is, because we didn't wait long enough. Yeah, as you can see, we have pretty good coverage, and the liquid metal hasn't spilled over, so that's a good thing. And we're actually gonna install the CPU just like that in the socket after we clean the silicone, of course, which we're gonna do right now. It's kind of started to set, but it didn't hold on to the IHS properly. I probably need to scuff up the IHS a bit in order for it to hold properly. We're still gonna leave this little bit of silicone that's covering the 4 little pads on the substrate, because the last thing I want is glue spilling, liquid metal spilling over the contacts and possibly shorting something. This would not be a great day. I'm actually not gonna remove the liquid metal, I'm just gonna spread it a bit more. And we're gonna just run it unsealed. I've seen some other guys do it like that, and it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, now I'm gonna take the little black Q-tip that comes with the, oh wait, this is the other package. I'm gonna need to take the package of the crayons real quick. I'll be right back. There it is. This is the little Q-tip we used earlier. And now it's gonna respread the Conductonaut over the edges. First over the die. Got pretty good coverage the first time. Alright, and now on the IHS. Alright, now let's see how it holds up after we put it on. So it's gonna go in over like that. I can feel the contact. It's making pretty good contact with the die. I can just feel it. Now I can just put this little centering tool and now we're gonna install it in the socket like that. You can see I've pushed it up a bit because the socket retention mechanism will actually push the IHS bit down, so we want it not hitting the die and damaging it. So I'm gonna install the CPU, I'm gonna see what the temps are, and I'm gonna be right back.